Why are friendships between women so exhausting? Female friendships are warm, thoughtful, deeply caring, truly empathetic, and genuinely supportive. But oddly, the longer they last, the more tiring. Disappointment, jealousy, hurt, subtle power struggles, comparisons, excessive care, vicarious satisfaction, lingering resentment, sudden distancing, and explanations. Why is this? Do we truly love each other? It wasn't love. It was a battlefield for proving our existence. There's a unique tension in women's friendships. This isn't merely about bonding, it's truly a battleground for proving our very own worth. Just how good of a person am I, really? How cool and how mature am I? How pretty and how sophisticated am I? How popular am I with men, truly? These comparisons are more persistent and intricate than competing with men. If love with a man is a solo game, friendship among women is a team game that pretends to be a group effort, but is actually a fierce individual competition. Even if I'm doing too well, it becomes a team kill. Why can't women stop comparing themselves to each other? The reason is simple. It's because women's validation is still strongly tied to external standards. Women have been constantly judged by indicators like appearance, age, marital status, whether they have children, and social standing. We've grown so accustomed to these standards that it's quite difficult to validate ourselves without borrowing the eyes of others. So, we constantly seek self-validation through our closest female friends. We either derive comfort from feeling superior due to the subtle disparities between us, or we endure the torment of inferiority complexes. Thus, women's friendships become a proxy battle for validation, disguised as empathy. A delusion of sincerity, a trap of vicarious satisfaction. We believe we truly celebrate our friends' successes. The feeling of genuinely celebrating is definitely there. But there's an odd ache deep within. We start to feel so insignificant. And we feel sad, thinking that friend is drifting away. It is not that I desire my friend's downfall or hope for their failure, but rather that their very presence causes me to feel profoundly threatened. So, among women, friendships often work like this subconsciously. I feel secure if I'm prettier than you. I can only be generous if my life is more stable than yours. When I'm hurt more than you, I appreciate it if you feel the pain with me. When you become happy, please don't get there much sooner than I do. If we don't cease this constant competition for validation, this subconscious battle for proof will ultimately deplete our female friendships. Initially, we used to comfort each other's emotional wounds, share tears, and deeply empathize with one another. However, as time went on, each other's personal growth and newfound happiness began to cause discomfort, ultimately unbalancing our connection and leaving me with an intensifying sense of isolation. Thus, female friendships often conclude in this manner. She's changed, and we just can't communicate. I'm hesitant to speak, fearing she'll become jealous. The issue wasn't a lack of genuine feeling. The real problem was the deeply ingrained desire for self-validation. Authentic empathy never compares, and true love doesn't need to prove its own existence. If we hadn't used that warmth of embracing each other's emotions as a method to validate ourselves and our worth, perhaps our friendship wouldn't have been depleted in such a way. Next up, why has love transformed into a competition for validation?